There was a kickoff at the kickoff. Oh, last night in Las Vegas, the road to WrestleMania got well and truly underway with quite the segment featuring Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and The Rock. Oh, it was good times, Sam Driver.
I mean, it's everything we've needed WWE to do for a very long time, I think. In the middle of a very confusing situation that may legitimately be an absolute dumpster fire, or maybe all part of a huge cunning plan that's been in the works. I don't know what's real anymore.
It's great, isn't it? It's great. So last Friday, of course, Cody said, "Oh, I won't be challenging you at WrestleMania, Roman, but I know a man who can." And here came The Rock, and it looked as if that was where they were going. They had graphics last night at the press conference on the stage, which very much gave us the impression this was what they were going to do. Roman Reigns saying he was sick of waiting for Cody Rhodes to decide on who he was going to fight, which title he was going to fight. So he said, "I'll make the decision. I'm going to fight The Rock." And this brought out The Rock and boos. Lots of boos for The Rock.
I mean, well, first off, Roman can't make that. That annoys me. But yeah, boos for The Rock. Lots of boos for The Rock.
Lots of boos for The Rock. Cody chants aplenty. We got a family tree. We got the Anoa'i family tree, which I really liked. That I was fascinated zooming in and seeing all the names on there.
They basically sort of establishing the fact that nobody can touch the Anoa'i family, really setting the family aside.
Rock called them the most important royal wrestling family, which he knows what he's doing.
Wrestling has more than one royal family, actually, Tom.
It does, and we found out that shortly afterwards. The Rock said he will fight Roman Reigns in a match bonded by blood. They shook hands, they embraced, and here came Cody Rhodes to declare this bullshine.
Yes.
In a lovely moment.
He then made his decision public, which is that he wants to face Roman Reigns for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Oh, Seth's going to be so annoyed.
And I did feel for Seth during this segment where Seth was out there at the start with Roman and then just disappeared further and further into the background for a while, like Homer Simpson into the hedge. Yeah. As all this other stuff was going on. He returned to the fore at the end in grand style. Cody was white hot on fire here. I like talking about how Rock and Roman are fighting to be head of the table when neither have been cooking for 2 years.
Yeah, they've just been sitting, getting lazy, getting fat. That's what Cody's just telling them both to their faces. You are getting fat, but lazy. He
invoked the one line, which I think all kids fear hearing from parents, especially when he said, talking about family, if your grandfather Roman and your grandfather Rock was to see this, Roman, they'd be ashamed of you.
Yeah, this was a line that was crossed here for The Rock. The Rock then stares down Cody, and when Cody's talking about Roman's family, he's talking about Rock's ancestors. So, of course, it's all sort of tied in there. And then Rock slapped Cody straight across the face. Just
whoppa.
Crowd reacted mentally.
Roman, Paul Heyman looking shocked as that takes place. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce, Triple H
Seth
all jumping
gets in there trying to kind of get in Rock's face. And
Seth really goes for it, saying, you can't do this just because you're on the board. And The Rock's like, we can do this because I am on the board.
It all obviously kind of becomes a bit chaotic. There's a lot of turmoil. Triple H is being interviewed backstage after the whole thing happens. Rock and Roman are walking past with Roman in tow, just like, I'll do anything, Dwayne. I'll be your friend. But Rock is demanding Triple H fix it. As he walks past, he's like, fix it. He curses out Triple H and declares that he'd slap Cody's teeth out of his effing mouth.
Rock dropping an F and a Jeff.
They sort of caught it, but they didn't. And then there's loads of clips out there of the live feed into the room where you hear him drop the F-bomb. And more of this. Just more of it.
Yeah.
Make it as real as you can. Get headlines.
Now, after all that went down, Triple H went on to Twitter with a match graphic to make it official because he won the Rumble, because he made his choice. Cody Rhodes will face Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 40 in the main event. At least that's for now.
Opening the show is going to be the Rocky in the bank, and it's going to be the Rock winning it.
He wins his own briefcase.
He gets into the main event, right? That's how it's going to happen.
Now, I don't think we're there yet.
Of course we're not there. There's no way that Cody brings Rock in as like, you're my advisor. You want my match? There you go. And then now it's backfired. Now it's like Roman going, you fight him, Rock. And it's like we've got the, as we've been saying for ages, Roman is sort of like Roman's title reign ending is this like runway that So many people are trying to come into land on the runway to have a crack at beating Roman Reigns, but now there's so many planes. We just need to get through this. I don't know how the hell we navigate if it happens beforehand. I think it has to still be at Mania. I don't.
Yeah.
Is Roman going to do multiple matches in one night?
There's so much to play into.
Roman's going to work twice in one night.
One school of thought, and then there's nothing. This isn't based on anything other than just sort of spurious hack theory. One school of thought is that you maybe do a tag team match on night one. Because Seth was very much in the mix there as well. I don't want to see a tag
team match.
And this was my issue.
Because it's too convenient to just go, and they're all in there together, main event, yeah. And it's no.
No, you do that for night one, and then night two, you do Cody Reigns.
I know, but
my issue with that is that I don't, because bear in mind that Cody and Roman haven't touched since last year.
I know, yeah.
I don't want them to touch until the main event of this year.
Yeah.
I want to keep that clean.
Yeah.
But then, you've got Seth who was lost in the shuffle during that, and I felt for him there. Drew McIntyre salvaged it a bit by jumping online and giving him some grief.
But if we go tag match and we throw Seth into that, doesn't that just devalue his title further?
It's
a belt that needs defending.
Yeah.
We need to build prestige. If this is going to be a belt moving forward, it needs to build prestige. And Seth needs a good showcase match, right? It's not like he's not capable of putting on an amazing match.
The other school of thought that was trending afterwards was Rock versus Cody. So whether or not you do Rock Cody on night one, Cody and Roman on night two.
Well, then Cody's the underdog, and Cody has to overcome getting already beaten down on the first night to then finish his story.
Yeah,
would be mental. Or to then have Rubber Chicken happen again would be even more nuclear heat. So I think it's sort of a bit of a win-win in terms of people are going to be talking about it.
Yeah, there is so much in play. I would love to know your thoughts on the kickoff from last night. That wasn't all that took place. We had the show hosted by Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. We saw CM Punk back on TV for the first time since his op. He's got a big old arm brace on. He's like a Terminator right now.
My arm might be broken, but my
mouth is fine.
Might be knackered, but my mouth is fine.
He kind of gave me the impression that he was a little bit down with how the recovery would go.
Yeah.
It was the way he kind of went, I'm not recovering as fast as I hope.
He was straight into surgery, so I'm assuming he's been given a decent outlook to look at. And of course, we also had Big E.
Oh, it was lovely to see this. Now, do forgive me if I'm wrong, but outside of the bump, I don't think we've seen Big E on WWE TV outside of the bump since March 2022.
Yeah. I can't remember. I remember him being on the bump, but
he's
on the weeklies. I don't know.
But it was great to see him. He didn't elaborate too much, but he said his neck was good. He has said in other interviews that he hasn't quite made a decision on whether he's going to come back or not. But I think he's just a great voice box. He's a great orator. I think he's got a great career doing other stuff away from wrestling if he so chose to. It was nice to see him.
It was, and it was quite an eventful kickoff just in general as well, wasn't it? There was quite a lot happening. Triple H opened the event reflecting on stars of WrestleMania past and called 2024 a new time, a new era, a new WWE, before promising WrestleMania XL 40 will go on to a whole new level. Saying new era, he said the magic words now, so we're going to have to, the TKO era, the semi-real again era.
There's your next documentary. Start writing it now, so then by the time with the
just
TKO
put a
era
pin in that. Bianca Belair spoke about being undefeated at WrestleMania, and while she doesn't know her past, she declares she'll do whatever it takes to be part of WrestleMania 40, which I think Bianca needs to be part of WrestleMania 40. Come on.
Yeah. Undefeated at Mania. She's the new Undertaker. Nice.
Get her a graveyard at every access.
Yes, please, do it, you cowards. Rhea Ripley promised to walk into WrestleMania as Women's World Champ after she competed at her WrestleMania before WrestleMania Elimination Chamber this month in Australia. We had a nice showdown with her and Becky Lynch at this point as well. And Becky says at WrestleMania, once Becky wins the Elimination Chamber, Mammy's going to find out what it's like to be bottom.
And
I don't know what that means.
Again, yep.
Don't know what that means. It sounds very rude.
But I mean, that seems to be the direction they're going in for WrestleMania, right? I think it's a huge matchup. I think we're going to have that huge moment for oh my God, for Rhea Ripley in Australia.
Good morning, mother.
Completely drew a blank there.
Our best
We're going to have that huge moment for Rhea Ripley in Australia ahead of Mania, so I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea does drop the belt here, but I don't want it.
Well, there's one to keep an eye on. Also, last night, one of the little bit of information that came from last night, WWE announced a new show last night, a new weekly show coming in the spring called WWE SmackDown. Speed. We've seen a few people, outlets looking to move on doing TV shows onto X or Twitter.
Yeah, you can't call it a TV show if it's on X, mate.
No, it's a
show.
It's a show.
It's a show on a platform that
show.
also hosts a lot of really bad stuff.
And this is the latest. No. WWE Speed is going to be a weekly 5-minute show that's going to showcase unseen matches featuring WWE superstars. We saw them trialing this at a SmackDown taping recently.
And the whole crack was there was a super tight time limit of just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of bite-sized bite of WWE where it's just going to be happening, you can click on the link and boom, it's live, you can get that fix. Especially with new talent, and especially with talent maybe coming through NXT to the main roster where they need that just little bit of extra exposure to a wider audience. Yeah, I'm all for that.
I am here for it as well.
It just doesn't matter how long the match is, as long as the match is good.
Exactly. Lots coming out of the kickoff.
Yeah.
Exciting times ahead.
What if Okada debuts on Speed? And he's all about short matches now. So I'm doing 5 minutes or I'm walking out.
I am all for it. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.